السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. This lesson is about mudud, and here we are seeing, as you can all, we have already spoken and talked about, and I hope that by now the children are familiar with the fatha, kasra, and the dhamma signs. This is an easy pull, just one count pull, ba, bi, bu. We've already told the children that they must not pull these too high, because if they say ba, then they've basically gone right through the ceiling on this one. They've gone too high. If they've said B, they've gone too low. They've dug a hole in the ground. Bu, if they've gone too far out, they've actually gone right through to the neighbor's house. So ba needs to be short, B needs to be short, bu needs to be short. All three of these, ba, bi, bu, are really one count stretches. Ba, bi, bu. That's it. Now we come to the mudud, which is actually the pulling of the sounds to two counts. For instance, here, as soon as there's a fatha followed by an alif, we are going to pull the sound of that fatha to the count of 2. So for instance, if we have, for instance, here, right here, we have a word qala, qala, qala. So here the child is learning that we have, here when we say qala, the child is pulling the sound of this zabar and the fatha and the alif to a count of 2. Qa, and of course he's remembering that he needs to make this strong, because qa is one of the strong letters, the huruf ista'ala. So it won't be qa, it'll be qa. Again, there's an emphasis on the makharij, there's an emphasis on the sifat. All of that is going on while you are saying it. Qa, la, qa, la. Do you see that? How this one is stretching and this one is not stretching as much, because it is just a fatha, and here there's a fatha and there's an alif, which makes it an alif madda. Here you see the B. Up here is just B with the kasra. Then right here you see there's a kasra, and you have a ya with a sakin on its head. And this is a pull to 2 counts. So if we say it, it'll be E, E, E. So here you say, see, there's just a nu, and then here instead of re, this should have been re, but as soon as it's followed by ya sakin, we'll pull it to 2 counts. Nuri, 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 nuri. It takes a little longer to pull it out. Nuri. That's it. And here you see the a, and then you see the ain followed by the waw sakin. You see as soon as there's a dhamma followed by a waw sakin, you will pull the dhamma 2 counts. This together makes it a waw madda. So here it is a'udhu, a'udhu, a'udhu. So the child learns here that where you were not allowed to pull this, or you're not supposed to pull it for more than a count, and otherwise you would be going through the ceiling, here you can. You are not allowed to pull this more than 1 count, but here you should. You're not allowed to pull this for more than 2 counts, and more than 1 count, and here you should. Here you shouldn't, here you should not pull, here you should pull. Here you should not pull, here you should pull. Here you should not pull, and here you should pull. So that way the child learns to differentiate between the two, and of course the more you practice the more you practice words, the children will learn about how to pull what and when and how, and how is it to be pulled. I will just read these again so that you have an idea again. Qala, nuri, a'udhu. Okay, so the thing is here, what I do is I really teach them a little song. I say fatha and a fatha and an alif is an alif madda. A kasra and a ya sakin is a ya madda. A dhamma and a waw sakin is a waw madda. Alif madda, ya madda, waw madda. madda. Let's do it. A fatha and an alif is an alif madda. A kasra and a ya sakin is a ya madda. Dhamma and a waw sakin is a waw madda. Alif madda, ya madda, waw madda. So there you go. The child learns a little song. So every time he goes wrong, you say, every time they go wrong, you say, a fatha and an alif is a alif madda. As kasra and a ya sakin is a ya madda. A dhamma and a waw sakin is a waw madda. So the child learns, okay, fine, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And then I have made these into flashcards. I will just show you these. But before I show them to you, I just want to show you the difference between, now this is actually what you do in the subcontinent, that's India and Pakistan. You'll have the alif madda and the ya madda and the waw madda taught like this, where you have the sakin on the ya sakin, sakin on the ya and a sakin on the waw. But if you look here in the Arabic, which is the Nurani, Qaida al-Nurani, you do not have the ya sakin here. It just goes on straight. I'll just point to it. Here you see you have a, this is just the way it is. And another thing I wanted to tell you is that when there is a waw sakin at the end, when there is a waw madda at the end of a word, you will see that there'll always be an alif following it. So you see that whenever there is a waw madda at the end of a word, there'll always be an alif along with it. Like you see this, qalu, kanu, you see that? So you'll always have that happening at the end of a word. Alright, and now here, as I wanted to show you, here you see the ja, that's fine, zabar and an alif, a fatha and an alif is an alif madda. Okay, that's fine. But look at the zair, the kasra and the ya, there's no sakin on it. Do you see that? There's no sakin on it. So that's okay. If you're going to make a song, if you're teaching the Nuraniya Qaida, then what you can do is you can just say the same thing, but instead don't say the sakin. You'll say, if you're making the little jingle for the, if you're singing the little jingle, you'll just say, fatha and an alif is an alif madda. A dhamma and a waw is a waw madda. A kasra and a ya is a ya madda. Alif madda, waw madda, ya madda. So you can actually just use these ideas and implement them while you teach. So it's not like as if it's a hard and fast rule that you have to do it a certain way. But like I always say, for my class, I like to have flashcards ready. So as you can see, I have these flashcards already made for the children, because these are something that are, as if you're teaching in a group, it is very important to have these kind of cards ready. You don't have to be an expert at calligraphy, but here you go. See, you see that? You see the fatha and the alif, tala. And then all of these words are just emphasizing the fatha and the alif combination. Everything else has been learned so far. Just the fatha and the alif combinations are being taught here, which makes that into the alif madda. So all these cards, qadirun, naran, ghasiqin. See, ghasiqin, that would be wrong. Ghasiqin. Sawaban. Again, look at the stretch. Sawaban. Rawasiya. Taba. Kawa'iba. Asaba. Dahikan. So a lot of things are coming together. The fatha and the alif madda, the kasra, and the tanween. Okay, that's all three in one. Again, you see that the fatha, the mad, the kasra, and then again the fatha. So there are lots of combinations in which you mix them up and you practice. Okay, you've done this, then you introduce either one. You try and take it one at a time. But here you have the waw madda, so you have the ya madda, so you have the zair and the ya, the kasra and the ya sakin, kasra and the ya sakin combinations here, kasra and the ya sakin combinations here. But here there's another thing, as you can see. I don't want to introduce this right now because this is just a short form of the alif madda. Okay, so this is not something that should have been in this file. But akhi, you see that? Akhi, it depends on what you're introducing first. This is also the same thing. This is the what we call in the Pakistan and the subcontinent the khadi zabar, or the standing up fatha. It's a standing up fatha. You have this also in all Qurans. You'll see the sign is always is always there in words that are done. But this is what is done here. We're going to be doing the kasra and the ya sakin. The kasra and the ya sakin is a ya madda. So this will be akhi, 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 akhi. Make the children hold out 2 fingers as you say it. Akhi. How long it takes you to take out 2 fingers is how long it takes you to say the sound. Akhi. Okay. And dini. You have 2 here. Dini. Look at the way ya madda is coming here. It's with the dots. This is the half form, the half letter shapes. Dini. Okay. And muhitun. Okay. Kathiran. Now after the child has done these, kuli, you've done the alif madda ones, you've done the ya madda ones, then you introduce the next step is the dhamma and the waw sakin is a waw madda. So you go yanzuruna, yanzuruna, and here yaf'aluna. Okay. Wujuhun mandudin, okay. Qulubun. What is happening here? As you can see here there's actually a noon sakin followed by a dha. It is not a friend of the noon sakin, so noon sakin is going to hide himself. That's an ikhfa. Mandudin. It won't be mandudin, but mandudin. Okay. Here qulubun, and here ruhi. 2 poles. Ruhi. The waw madda and the ya madda. Hurun. Okay. Yufuna. Alright. So there are lots. You can have a combination of all 3 of the poles. A'udhu. We just did that. Mahfudhin. Now all the characteristics are also coming in play. There's rukhava and there's humps. Fu, waw madda, dhin, and the tanween. And then qalu. Do you see the way the alif is coming along? When it is coming at the end, the waw madda always has an alif along with it, kind of completes it. Okay, kanu. Here we go. Yaquluna. Alright, so that is a mansuran. So that's again, what did we do here? We hit the sound of the noon sakin because there's a tha coming. So lots of things happening, a lot of things that have been learnt. The noon, the ikhfa, the waw madda, the tanween. Okay, and remember the tanween, whenever the do zabar comes, along comes an alif for a ride. So these are the things that are being repeated. Shuhudun, shuhudun. Alright, we're going to practice a little bit more, but as you can see, the more letters you have, words you have, combinations you have ready for the children, the more the practice they have, the sooner they'll be able to recognize and get to the actual recitation in the Quran. But here we have a combination of all the words together with the with the pulls in waw maddas, the pulls in alif maddas, and the pulls, I think we've lost them on the way, but here's the pulls in the ya maddas. Okay, so that's the three combinations. Once the children know it, you can combine it. Another way to describe these combinations, to tell the child and make it simple for him or bring it down to the level of the children, you can say that what's happening here is that whenever a fatha is followed by an alif, it becomes into an alif king. It pulls himself up to 2 counts. Whenever a kasra is followed by a ya sakin, it pulls itself into a king. It becomes a ya king. It pulls himself to 2 counts. Whenever a waw sakin, whenever a dhamma is followed by a whenever a dhamma is followed by a waw sakin, it pulls itself up like a king and becomes 2 counts long. O, ri, qa. Okay, so that's another way you can describe it, and this becomes alif king, ya king, waw king. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.